Good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. This is the Uncanny Omar. I'm the Astonishing Melanie, and together we are a husband-wife duo of Omni.
Yes.
And we just fusioned. And thank you, Mr. Tex, for the super sticker, and thank you for telling us what it is because we can't see on our end.
It's a smiling face super sticker.
Thank you so much. Let me, or not me, but let Batman give you a thumbs up.
There we
Batman,
go.
you were late.
Very appropriate there. How's everybody doing this Saturday morning? We're back at our
Where's
regular
everybody
time.
from? What is the exact temperature of the weather outside?
No.
Good morning, Atid.
Let's not ask about
Good
temperatures.
morning. I only believe in morning. Afternoon doesn't exist. Oh, no.
Wow, I like that theory. What's up, Omnibo? How are you, brother?
Hey, everybody.
Bailey, how are you doing? Sean DeSook, my dude. What is up? People are asking about those books. Those are custom books that my buddy Kyle sent me of things that will probably never see the light of day.
Be specific. Which books?
The Transformers and G.I. Joe. So the Transformers is the Dreamwave Transformers era. It's printed in this big oversized. I have no idea where he ends up finding this stuff, but he found them. And the G.I. Joe is the Devil's Due G.I. Joe, which never seen reprinted. So that's what those are. They're just custom bound books, big thick books too. You'll see them in my haul. My haul I think is tomorrow because I haven't done a haul video in a couple months, so it'll be the haul for August, September.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. D.H. McAdams is saying, good morning to
That's
the people.
Doug.
This coming week is going to go off the top rope and put my wallet through a table.
This coming week has a lot of books coming out. Oh, my goodness. It has
Tony.
A lot of Omnis and a lot of trade paperbacks and masterwork. It's a lot of books.
New Spooey channel just read.
Scott Lang. What's up, Scott Lang?
Gideon Falls over around 5 hours the last 2 nights.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Okay, we have a question.
Sure.
From Mike. There we go.
It is called a Q&A, so I assume there's going to be questions. What's the best and worst Hulk story from the Bruce Jones run? For me, the worst is the one with Absorbing Man getting into people's minds. I did not like that one either. No, that might be the worst one. But the best thing he did, I can't say without spoiling it, but it brings back a particular character in the life of Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk. That's probably the best thing he did. Oh, I like the horror elements and the hitchhiker elements to it, though.
Am I saying the best is the Abominable arc or Split Decisions?
Split Decisions is solid, too. That run gets a lot of split, right? Like people either love it or hate it. For those who don't know, today's the last day of Target's buy one, get one, 50% off on just comics. There you go.
Let's see. John, I is the here to make with my much goodly ha-has.
Well, I'm glad. John, are you feeling okay?
Robbie, please tell me what y'all do for a living. The amount of comics y'all have is crazy investment.
So, first of all, that Spider-Man avatar you're using, $20.99 Spidey, solid. This is what I do for a living. I'm very, very, very blessed to be doing this for a living. It wasn't planned this way, but
and also
just happened
it's
to be this
decades
way.
of collecting. Decades.
Oh yeah. This does not come overnight. This was like I've been collecting comics. Oh my gosh, it's weird to say this, but almost 40 years of my life I've been reading and truly collecting comics. About 35. When did I start my first bag and board? I think that's when I regard that as the era of collecting.
Bag and board.
Yeah, Matt Thompson introduced me to the bag and board. I'm like, what? I'm not gonna keep my stupid.
That's funny.
Then I turned into a child.
And I am.
What's up, King Sport Cal?
English teacher.
And Melanie's a high school English teacher, part-time co-host of Near Mint Condition. Do you think Old Man Logan by Lemire Omnibus is possible? Yeah, absolutely. I do. Absolutely.
Oh, that's so sweet. Twisted Kister. Who knew Saturday mornings could be as exciting as my childhood in the 80s? Glad to be here with you all.
All we needed some like Transformers, Stan Bush to do my opening. Oh my gosh, Vince DiCola to do my background music.
You got the touch.
Always wondered for the new series. Do you read the comics or wait for the Omni releases? I read the trades. I don't wait for Omnis. Unless it's coming out in omnibus format first, which is really rare these days. Most of the time it comes out in trade paperback and then eventually in a hardcover format. So that's what I do. Rare occasions like Transformers issue #1 by Daniel Warren Johnson, or Green Arrow by Joshua Williamson issue #1. I just wanted to read those because people are like, oh, you got to read it. It's so good. And they were good. They were good.
So Silhouetted Animator, totally fine. I'm so sorry for not sending the DC Marvel stuff.
You're okay, brother.
Been in financial.
I hope you're
heck lately. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry for you. Like,
do you know who his avatar is? I always bring this up when I see him.
Yes, just forgot the name.
What's his?
I recognize.
What's his American name?
I don't know.
It's Gigantor.
Okay.
Tsujin. There was a Sci-Fi Channel had like the 80s Gigantor. What's up, Matt? How are you?
I recognize him. Hope you guys are doing well. I got laid off on Tuesday and will have to slow down my collecting a bit, staying positive and starting my new job hunt. I am so sorry to hear that.
Thoughts and prayers for you, brother, and keep your head up. Keep your head up. My brother's been looking for a job for the last couple months, so I understand.
And before you did this, you spent months.
And I've been laid off twice, and I spent 4 months. Oh no, it was a little longer than that because it was in 2020, and that's kind of what led into this. Was me getting laid off from IT, was doing this on the side and for fun. But when one door closes, another one opens, and I know that in hindsight, it's easier said than done, because in the middle of all that, it's like, how am I going to feed my family? How am I going to afford house payments and things like that? So I understand, but keep your head up, man, and keep me in the loop through text or message me on email, please. Let me know how you're doing. And speaking of letting me know how you're doing, the gentleman that lost a lot of stuff in his flood, I don't know if he's watching. I am sending a big box of stuff this week for you because I hate hearing anybody losing anything like that. It sucks.
And Jeff, thank you so much for the super
so
chat.
Sweet.
I'm going to use Harley gift for this because you're sending Left to Bar. Hope she is still safe.
We do too.
It's been a few days since I've talked to her. I'm sure somebody in the chat could probably attest to how she's doing. Yep, Gigantor.
Did you guys hear the news of Lilo and Stitch comics from Dynamite next year? I'm excited. Dynamite's doing a lot of Disney licenses. They're doing Scar. They're doing Scar, right? Like from The Lion King. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for what they got up and coming. They got a lot of good things, and then a new Bond book. I was told that the Gargoyles hardcover collection got delayed until February. And speaking of delays, I did hear from my wonderful folks at Titan, and there's a lot of delays happening with the Sword of Conan and Conan Omnis. And I know there's a lot of talk as to what's going on. And just to kind of lay it out there, set the record straight. And this isn't, of course, there might be an actual announcement from Titan. It's trying to lock down a printer to do these type of books because Titan's not used to printing big omnis. They're used to doing hardcovers and different size of hardcovers, but not big omnibus editions.
There you go.
Okay,
you're moving the table. Let's see. So New Spooky Channel has a good question. What was your first local comic store? I'm assuming not.
Yes, local comic shop. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And or where did you make your first comic purchase? My first comic shop is where he worked, but not. Were you working like at the time? I never saw you. I don't think. What if I? What if I did?
No, because you were too
romantic.
You were too. Because I was working my junior and senior year in high school. And
did you work when it was over by the dojo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I was taking martial arts in middle school, and just like 2 doors down was a comic book store, and I would go there because I started watching Spider-Man and X-Men animated series and Batman. And I don't remember my first purchase though, but it's the same place that Omar was working, just probably not at the same time.
And mine was this place called the Comic Strip. It's a local comic book shop in Central Kentucky. Oh my goodness, that place has been gone. The gentleman that owned it, what's his name? I need that up there for a second.
Okay.
Lenny, I think was his name. Kenny. When he passed away, the comic shop just kind of fell under. He had passed away of complications of diabetes. And my first comic I bought, I guess it wasn't really me, it was my mom and dad that bought it, was probably in the United States. And it was at a pharmacy right next to the coin laundry. Why did Titan announce these books without having time at a printer? They have printers. The printer is just that. So to kind of explain things, nobody owns a printer, right? Marvel, DC, Titan, Dark Horse, nobody owns a printer. These printers work with different publishers. And I know the next question is, like, why don't they buy their own printer? Because then the books would go up a lot in price. They're trying to keep costs down. So if they outsource to a printer overseas, that's why the cost stays down. Because if they were to pay somebody their wages plus health insurance and all, you all know how this works, right? That means that the retail price of these books will go up. But to answer your question, a lot of the printers probably think they can do things like this, but it's not easy finding the right printer that can bind these books. Quality control takes over. Sure, they could have let it out, printed, 1,000 copies, 10,000 copies of Conan, and then have every one of them fall apart within a month's time. Then everybody would be complaining. So instead of doing that, they kind of put a stop to it and are trying to find a place to do the right job. That's it. And that's just the way this works, right? Like, they're not canceled. It's just that they're trying to find the right place to properly put these out there. Thank you for that. Fellow Kentuckian Joshua, what's up, brother?
Well, thank you for joining us.
Is that a glass of bourbon? What is that a glass of? Coke? Diet Coke? Is an expensive run on Spider-Man good? Ups and downs? I like the aspects of it.
Gotcha.
Aspects of it are good. Aspects of it are okay. I know some people didn't care for the whole revelation of this one character that he'd been setting up, but I kind of dug it. Absolute Batman and Son will not include the Al Ghul issues written by Morrison featuring Batman and his son. 100%. I know, it's so weird. Like, the Dini Omnibus doesn't include it. The Morrison Omnibus didn't include it, and they're not including it here. So keep that hardcover of the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul.
Miss Primitive says, what's up with all these comic writers hating on the fans, customers if they critique the book? Things are rough as it is, and hating on the customers is not a smart move.
What's can you give me an example? I haven't heard. I'm so out of the loop with what comic creators say and do. I leave it up to you all to kind of fill me in sometimes.
Did you get a sneak preview or insight to future plans in the collected edition department at Marvel when you visited last week, Omar?
We did talk about things I can't mention yet because, I saw it. I have an NDA with Marvel, so I can't say anything. But I did pitch a book to David, and he kind of made fun of me. He's like, really? This is what we're going to be pitching? And I'm like, I swear, I've waited to meet you, and now this is my pitch. Yeah. Titan wouldn't be able to use the printers Marvel uses overseas. Not if said printer has already made a contract with different publishers. Keep in mind, printers print books, Bibles, Gideon Bibles, whatever it is. Printers don't just do comics, right?
Gideon Bibles.
It's a lot smaller.
Okay.
It's a lot smaller. Thanks for that, Omar. I wish they would communicate this through social rather than through you, but it's not. And honestly, it's no publisher communicates this, right? They don't. No publisher. That's why I think a lot of people look to me for answers, and I don't have a lot of answers, especially when it comes to like DC stuff. I ask, and then sometimes they may tell me, and other times they ignore me. But no publisher ever communicates this, unless it's like a Kickstarter, like Boom was like, oops, we messed up. This is what we're going to do. No publisher ever says this is the reason why this book is delayed. It's just the way that this business works, and I find it weird, and I get it, right? Because everybody's so short-handed, nobody has the time to like put on social media what's going on. Good morning, Omar, or Omni. I'm sorry. When are the next epic announcements? They're solidifying a list. I'm assuming here in the next week or so, maybe 2. The first comics I remember buying were the TMNT adventures on the spinner racks at the local Walden Books and B. Dalton. First ones I got at a local comic book store were Usagi Yojimbo after his TMNT appearances.
Was the pitch extended by
No. I'm sure that will come.
How are you? Thanks for joining
Hey,
us.
I'm glad to have you here.
And John saying hi.
Hey, John Williams, with your juggernaut, Todd McFarlane. I love that issue. That was actually, that panel right there was actually kind of the push for Todd McFarlane to leave Marvel, because they edited that panel. They were like, because he wanted the Shatterstar sword to go through his eye, and Marvel was like, we can't do that. So he left Marvel. I mean, that was not the push, but that was one of the biggest reasons, because, I mean, that was his final issue. Good morning. Any idea if the rest of Milligan's Shade will ever be collected? I chose the wrong religion. Maybe in a compendium. I don't think they'll do it in trade paperback.
Will you ever be showing Hellboy Monster Size Edition?
There's some stuff that's shipped to me from Dark Horse. I should be getting next week. So as soon as I get it, I will be. They've been trying to get that stuff to me, but their warehouse is just so shorthanded. And no, Hamza did not ask for Nomad. Although I think that will come one day. Good to see you both. A Lassedarsky Daredevil. We'd see soon.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
Yeah, I asked David that a couple of weeks ago, and he said some of them are going to be... I can't remember what he said. It was some
swallow a fly.
Some of them had been... No, it's my... tickle my throat. Some of them are going to be finished in oversized hardcovers, and then some are going to be in trade paperback. I can't remember, but he said that one might be finished in oversized hardcover. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Omar, Melanie? Was the Transformers Omni I saw in your thumbnail? Oh, what was it? Was the custom one but it was the Dreamwave. DreamWorks.
How do you rank these Superman stories from 1 being best to 4 being good? Superman for All Seasons, Birthright, Secret Origin, and All-Star Superman. Are all of these like his year 1?
They're all great. But
there's a lot to unpack in that question.
Oh God, which one do I go with though as the best one? Well, okay, so the best one first. Oh boy, Superman for All Seasons, All-Star Superman, Secret Origin, and Birthright. Final answer.
There you go. Hey, Mark. Any word on reprint of Golden Age Batman Volume 7? Still
$600. Wow. Golly, do I have any more? I think I gave mine away. I did. I gave it away in one of our giveaways about 2 years ago. $600. Speaking of Usagi Yojimbo, I noticed an homage Easter egg in Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 3. I did not notice, but I'd like to rewatch that series with my kids because I really liked it.
Is Titan still committed to reprinting all the Conan Omnis?
Reprinting all of them? No. They're reprinting some of the old stuff that's been out of print, and they're printing new books. But I don't think that the
one Jordan wants is too expensive on eBay.
Which one is it? I think 1 and 2 had been out of print. Well, now of course more are going out of print. So,
thank you, Rahul.
But I do want to say that I think they just wanted to do the ones that were out of print and then concentrate on the new stuff, because a lot of people have been waiting on the new stuff too. Thank you, Bruce. To continue the John Byrne discussion, do you believe he opens his window just to yell at stray cats to get off his lawn at this point of his life? Bruce, thank you for the super chat. I do believe John Byrne has been screaming at cats since he was He's an old soul. I think he's always been an old soul.
Oh, here's Bar.
Hey,
Happy
Bar.
Saturday. Somebody earlier did a super
chat.
Super chat Jeff did, just to say that hoping you're safe.
Yeah.
And got your Harley Quinn gift.
So we're glad you're here, Bar. Hoping you and your family are staying safe, and everybody over there.
Thank you.
It's an awful situation, that's for sure. But yeah, John Byrne has been an angry old man for a long time. But you know what? It's part of who he is. But so is Keith Giffen. That's why we love those guys. It's part of their charm. And just Byrne, ironically, had burned a lot of bridges, though, just because of his.
Did he leave Superman on his own?
Oh, at the end of the day, Byrne always leaves on his own. It's not the way we want him to leave, because, he's just like, Somebody, oh my goodness. Oh, it's Taylor. Taylor messaged me the 3 things John Byrne would have done different. And one of them was not writing Superman. That one surprised me the most. I can see the other 2. I can see the whole Dark Phoenix thing. I get it. The whole Jim Shooter thing. I understand. But not writing Superman shocked the crap out of me. Because, and I think everybody should take a chance to read it to kind of get a behind the scenes of, to a lot of us, this is regarded as the best Superman story or the first introduction to Superman because it's post-crisis. But to actually see him talk about how much of a wreck it was, it's worth reading. Speaking as a cranky old man, I approve. Did I hear about Jess? I did. We've been texting. Actually, we were texting this morning. He's feeling better, though, so thank goodness for that.
May I go ahead and announce my students of the week?
Well, yep. I'll see myself out.
What? No.
Just this is when Melanie takes over the channel.
A good time to do it. Okay. I take over the channel just for 2 minutes. So I'm a high school English teacher, and I like to announce my students of the week on the live stream. However, last week with Omar being in New York, I couldn't do so. So it's double duty today. We've got 2 lists of students. That Alex was student of the week last week in first period English 1 for owning his education. And Nathan in second period film studies for improving his work ethic. Catherine in third period film studies for her insightful answers. In first period creative writing, Cynthia for grabbing hold of the opportunity to write. And then Alexis in second period English 1 for improved focus. So great job, guys. And now for this week's students of the week in first period English 1, Jude, you've got a terrific work ethic. Good job. And second period film studies, Danielle. Did you know Danielle is a terrific writer? And that's why you're student of the week. And now you know, and you can sleep easy at night. And third period film studies, Evelyn is a fantastic artist and insightful. 2 combo punch. Whoa, I don't know the phrase. 2 punch combo.
Saying?
Oh gosh, and I have to show this in my class.
Sorry, kids.
Shelby in first period creative writing for your excellent work ethic. Awesome. And she's very creative. And then finally, Emma in second period English 1 for your great work ethic. So thank you guys so much for being great students.
Stay in school. Okay. Top 5 crankiest old comic creators.
Oh, that's a good question.
And,
let's see.
John Byrne.
Peter David?
Peter David.
Add that to it?
Yep. But he is such a blessing. Peter David. I'm trying to think who else in my experience has been angry and okay, hold on. Peter David and because a lot of nobody would ever say George Perez. I don't think anybody ever had
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore. Alan Moore. That's a good one. Alan Moore's a good one.
Peter David, his comics are so goofy. How?
I know. You just catch him on a bad day. I wouldn't say Ditko, because Ditko just went and disappeared. He wanted nothing to do with fame and fortune, right? That wasn't him. That wasn't his style. They already had
What about Claremont?
Claremont can be at times, especially if you bring up Jonathan Hickman around him. Oh my God, I would love to do a panel interview with him and Jonathan Hickman at the same time. Actually, yes, that's a good one. Walt is such a sweetheart. Walter's amazing.
Yeah, I've never seen him cranky. Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd?
Has he ever written a comic?
Okay. You know what?
See, JMS.
It's Liefeld. Liefeld can be angry sometimes for absolutely no reason. I think he just needs to stay off the internet and people I tell you why, because he blocks people though. I've never seen a creator actively blocking people left and right. And you just gotta when you rise to fame like that, and you gotta take all the critics. It doesn't matter. Right? You got to roll with the punches and just brush them off. You can't be blocking people left and right. Anyway,
Did you pick 5?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. Is there an Alan Moore reading order you recommend for all his works? Also absolutes or omnis?
Not really. I think they all stand on their own. You know, I would start off with something like Miracle Man. Start with that, and then probably some of his Captain Britain work. Then move over to the DC stuff like Swamp Thing. Thank you for the super stiff sticker.
Super sniffer.
So did you finally get Poison Ivy in New York City? Please don't break my heart.
Ready?
Yeah,
I'm gonna take away the gift. What's your face? You were going like this.
No, I did not.
Oh,
I have so many books to read. Bar, if I can show you my stack of books, my goodness, it's ridiculous. I'll put it on social media. You'll see what I'm talking. And that's just Marvel. And I got to read all these other books, but I promise I will be. Why hasn't DC made more Swamp Thing into an Omni?
Thank you for
thank you for the super chat. I think they will. It's just a matter of time. But I hate to break people's heart and say they're going to use the new colors. There's no way that they use the original colors. I think the last time you're going to get the original colors are in that box set or in the hardcover editions. So that I'm almost willing to bet on it just because of the way they've done things with like Sandman.
People are giving recommendations on where they would start.
Lost Girls. Okay, if you read Lost Girls, you'll be like, I never want to read anything else by this guy ever again.
Is there word on reprinting Brubaker's Daredevil and
Quesada's Marvel Knights
to complete that Daredevil era?
Not Daredevil, not the Marvel Knights book, but I thought I had announced the Brubaker stuff already. Are you talking about Volume 2? Did I not announce that? If only there was a channel that would keep up with announcements. Oh my gosh, my brain.
Yomar.
Yo.
That's totally how you say it, right? Yomar. When
Just
are
like
the
Yo-Yo
gallery edition announcements coming?
I don't know. I've asked David about the epics. They're swamped right now, so I think probably same as like epics and masterworks. The new colors are way better for Swamp Thing. Yeah, if you've never read them, I think they are. Gary Groth. I wonder how many creators are grumpy, right? A lot of them have every right to be.
I was looking for. Here we go. No, right here. Good morning, Omar, Melanie. Omar, I saw the picture of David Gabriel and you. I had to save it for myself. That's so sweet.
Thank you. And by the way, I kept the promise. And I don't know if he's watching right now, but there was that is you. You sent me the TikTok to show David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel, and I kept my promise. And when I was in New York, when I met him, I said I would do that. And I did. I showed it to him, and he said, text it to me. Text me the video, and I'll show my team. So there you go, man.
Oh, what video did he make?
It was just an appreciation video that he did on TikTok. And I made a promise to him that if I saw David in New York, I would show it to him. And I kept my word. And I don't know how I can prove it without calling David.
Well, you're not lying. You did.
Sitting at poolside going, what?
Why would you lie?
Can we get Transformers 2, please? And anyway.
Scott Don Rosa. Dude. Don
Rosa is the grumpiest. You're right. Oh, I love that man so much.
Oh, man. Do we plan to go to ECCCCC in Seattle or Dallas Fan Expo in the future?
I think the next con we're going to is the C2E2 in Chicago because Maddie wants to go and Melanie wants to go. But yeah, we're doing, we'll do some con appearances. We'll be at cons covering the show. But if you see us, please come and say hi. That is a custom omnibus. It's huge. That and the Devil's Due G.I. Joe, which never finished being printed in trade paperback format. I do want to go to the Seattle though. It's cool how Omar hired an actor to take a picture with him. We took a lot of pictures, honestly. We took a selfie too. He did.
I have really not kept up with Moon Knight. What do you think? Are you enjoying it?
So good. He's doing that big crossover with the vampires next between Moon Knight,
he has
his Avengers, and what's the other thing that he's writing? Blade. Yeah. So excited for that.
Graham is innocently asking, so sweet, why does Claremont dislike Hickman? Because he took his toys and he played with them.
Played with them a little too much.
Hard.
Yo, what you do with my Cyclops, man?
Creative differences.
Why are they living in the same Barbie house together? Jean, Wolverine, and Cyclops. And Hickman's like, yo, man, you started that, remember? Yeah, I'd love to put them in a room together and just let them interview each other, honestly. I'll just step away.
You did ask Don Rosa for an interview.
Yeah. And he said bring your cameras. No, your doohickeys is what he called them. So, yeah, I actually need to reach out to the people that I've...
Hey, Pingu. I mean, Pingu. All right. Rodimus Prime Rib is enjoying Moon Knight.
Yeah, it's good. I really enjoy it too. I know he's happy about the fall of X and rise of X. I'm excited about it, you know. It's funny because Claremont himself didn't create the majority of the main X-Men characters, but the most memorable ones, I mean, I would say would be under his
we've got a
run, right? If not for his run, I don't think anybody would be. Well, no, I think it's safe to say that X-Men wouldn't be a thing. Somebody would have tried to bring it back probably in the 90s, but it would have been like Dakota North or something like that.
Who?
Or Nth Man. Only a few only a handful of people are like, oh yeah, I remember the X-Men. They were pretty good.
Clint's saying, thanks. Can't remember if you announced Volume 2. Really wanted to get those
Smith issues with Quesada stuff in
Omni. Don't really care for the gallery edition that just released.
Yeah, I don't think that one's been announced yet, the Marvel Knights one.
Edward, thank you for the super chat. What is your all-time favorite DC era?
You know, taking a step back, and I'm going to say the Jeff Johns era with Stargirl, JSA, Flash, Green Lantern, Infinite Crisis. Yeah, that was the best era to me.
That's what
it was amazing.
You would say.
It was amazing. Like everything was, and everything revolved around everything else. Justice League, oh, it's so good. I forgot COVID's still a thing.
He's doing good.
He's doing good because we were busting on each other this morning. He wasn't doing good 2 days ago, but he's doing better. Cyclops he's right half the time.
Let's see. In all fairness, I think a lot of writers before Hickman have used Cyclops quite a bit after Claremont left. And
yeah, but I think a lot of writers didn't know how to write him. Right? Not like. Anyway, speaking of Jed McKay's Moon Knight, do you think we'll get an omnibus of his run? I think one day. I mean, maybe they'll wait until he finishes the series to give us one. I would think, just because of some of these modern omnis that we've gotten, waiting for the people to finish writing the stories.
Chicano Heat is asking a question that somebody asked earlier.
Okay.
Well, first of all, dope shirt. And then secondly, will you be
man.
covering Monster Size Hellboy? But
Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. Yes, to the Hellboy. As soon as I get it in, I'll be doing a video of it. I'm excited for that book. And as far as the Justice League versus Godzilla, probably when it comes out in a hardcover or trade paperback.
So happy for Thor by Cates and Klein Omnibus. Any chance of a Hulk by Cates Omni in the future?
Oof, man, I hope so. But that would be... It'll be another small one, though. Man, I know some people don't care, but other people are like, why is it called an omnibus? I think by now they've kind of done away. I'm sure most of you realize they've done away with the Lux hardcovers, and they're sticking just to omnis. Feels like they've kind of... And I don't know if that's got to do with sales. I don't know if it's because the name Marvel Omnibus sells better than OHCs, which, as I've said before on the channel, is the reason why they done away with the complete collections. They just didn't sell well. But you put a modern epic label on it, start selling again. I don't know.
Kayla's asking why you want Starman and Omnibus. I'm sorry, not asking. Omar, I finally get why you want Starman in omnibus format. Trying to read the little cursive journal passage captions and Culp's red caption boxes is taxing. Good point.
Yeah, and the shades takes a big chunk of after every story arc too. Yo, Omar, how you doing? Been playing Spider-Man 2 this morning. That game looks great. I just got Mario Wonder. How sad is that the best depiction of the characters currently in these games, not the comics or movies?
One of my students,
it's good, right?
He wrote it for another class, but it was a letter to a representative, and he was arguing that everybody should get PlayStation 5 and copy of Spider-Man 2 to play. And it was all the reasons why. And I was like, this is awesome. He wanted me to read it. I was like, this is very
although I did
worded.
like Across the Spider-Verse. I thought that was a good portrayal of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what Hickman's going to do with
even
Ultimate.
Though $20.99 wasn't.
Yeah, let's not talk about it because maybe
version.
people didn't see it. And Hickman's going to be writing Ultimate Spider-Man.
Like I called him $20.99. That's his name.
That's not his name.
That's his name.
I'm just starting the Jeff Johns era for the first time, getting through Infinite Crisis now, loving it so far. Infinite Crisis is my favorite event at DC. I love that event. Just everything that it represents and the changes and oh my gosh, and the setup. Oh, it's so good.
Ooh, Ruben, thank you for the super chat. And thoughts on Jason Aaron writing Superman?
I'm excited for him. Yeah, it's a change, you know. He's been at Marvel for about 10 years now, so he's going back to DC. And yeah, I'm excited for him. When I saw him at New York Comic Con, I just went up to say hi, and we started talking a little bit, and he told me that we're about to announce it because that's where it broke the news. And he was like, yeah, I'll be writing. If you've seen my interview with Jason Aaron, he's a very soft-spoken gentleman. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be writing Superman. It's going to be great. I can't wait. I was like, that's awesome, man. I would be like, yeah. I want to let you know there's currently a Kickstarter for Jeff Smith's early works called Thorn. Looks really cool. Thank you. I saw that, and I thought it was for retailers only, but I appreciate that. I guess it's not. I can't stop playing it. Craven is amazing. Oh, dude, y'all are making me.
I like the comics.
You like the comics. That's awesome, Michael. That's all that matters, that you like them. Yeah, I've taken a hiatus from playing video games, but I almost want to break that hiatus to play Super Mario Wonder. I'm excited for that. I know everybody else is like, oh, Spider-Man 2. But...
Oh, wait, I gave you the wrong one. Hold up. Okay, here you go, boy. Thank you for the super chat. An actual question, yo. Okay, nerds. What was the 3 most memorable books you've read the past few months? Are they memorable because they were bad, good, or shocking? Oh, this requires memory work.
The past 3 months, Joe Fixit. That was an excellent book. Memorable because it was a good callback to the old days of the Incredible Hulk.
So that would be September and August.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's another one that I really enjoyed in the last few months. Oh, no, that doesn't count because that's one of my books of the year. But then Joe Fixit might be another book of the year too.
I guess I don't have an answer.
Count Crowley was
memorable.
Count Crowley was really good. Creepshow was really good, but those are going to be in my hidden gems.
Look at it. I haven't just listed off everything. I mean, I could list off what I read, but
In Search of Gil Scott Heron, that one was really good. That's published by Titan Comics.
Like,
I don't think I've read a bad book that or is memorable because it was bad.
Past few months. Oh, I see.
It's been a while. When's the last Spawn come out? 13? Do I have that one? Just got an Aussie Kickstarter where a creator has taken an old comic. Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
This looks interesting.
Bar, that was
in
a great
public domain
question.
And replaced all the words to make it a comedy. It's so good. Tell's too stupid to tell. That's the one that looks like an EC horror comic. I'm in for that. That's awesome. I think I missed the chance to get the recent John Sable collection from Mike Grell. Anyone know what the deal with that is? It was a Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter, and then retailers got some because I know Cheap Graphic Novels got some. But I think they're going to reprint it when the second one comes out because they're doing a Kickstarter for the second one.
Bruce, thank you for the super sticker. Is it sad or great that a mid-50s retired person spent 6 hours playing Spider-Man 2 yesterday? Me. Oh, awesome.
Okay.
How
no,
fun.
That is amazing. That's the point of...
Good for you.
Okay, mid-50s retirement? That's freaking awesome, man. That's life. That's life. Melanie, make up an answer so I wouldn't feel like it's a wasted sticker.
Okay. All right, because I'm not confined to 3 months. I misread the question. And Final Shadow, thank you. Because then if it's the past several months, what you said for you, Deadpool Cable. I really like that on me.
She did.
That really made me like Deadpool.
And Fabian's coming back to write Cable. He's got a new series.
Did I know that and get excited before?
No, I just found out about it a couple days ago.
Let's go. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that book's important to me. And I like Deadpool because he's so here's your money. Here's an answer for your money's worth. I like Deadpool because I'm such a serious person, and I have to be as a teacher. Like, you do have to have a serious side, or nothing would get done. So it's really nice to escape into a story with somebody who's not so serious.
I really enjoy the Super Mario Wonder. I still have to get Spider-Man 2. At least Jason Aaron is not a low talker like that woman who got him to wear the puffy shirt, but I don't want to be a pirate. I think there's a story behind that. I'm thinking.
I had one more to add, is that I'm continuing to read One Piece. I'm on volume 37. And so, like, there's not like a volume that stands out, though, per se. It's just the feeling. It's just nice. It's relaxing. I just like reading One Piece.
I'm thinking of getting Cap Volume 14 Masterworks because it contains the Stern and Burns entire run, but I've never bought a Masterwork before. Can you sell me on the format? It's the best restored format you're going to get. Until it gets an omnibus, right? And then they'll use those files. They clean up everything. There's no letter pages, but it really is the prestige format for collecting collected editions. It set the bar high for restoration.
It set the unstoppable bar high. Reading comprehension is important, people. I totally stand behind that statement.
This guy.
Hey, Max, how are you?
This guy.
What about this guy?
Don't read that. Omar, please do a review of John Sable Omnibus. I missed out and want that in volume 2.
Oh, Max Appleman. I'm going to Owen Super Chat.
Is there a Spider-Man run that really explores the villains, just like the DeMatteis run? I love how he gave most of Spidey's villains a lot of depth. I think a lot of writers do that.
Thank you for the super sticker. Chat.
I think MICHELINIE did a really good job exploring the villains outside of Peter Parker. Roger Stern's run did that too, because it was building that whole mystery of the Hobgoblin. DeFalco had some good stuff in there too. I can't remember the JMS. He really didn't, right? Because there weren't really that many villains. Because it's all about the Spider Totem.
Yeah.
It's about Peter Parker and MJ and their lives, and him being a teacher, and honestly, the best freaking thing I can tell you to get is the Superior Foes of Spider-Man. It's an omnibus. It's out of print, but it's the Nick Spencer story. Oh, it's so good. What's up, Tella? I love this
Thank you
guy's
so
avatar.
much for the
I love this
super
guy's
chat.
avatar so much.
So, according to a lot of X-Men fans, Professor X from the comics is kind of a jerk. Would you say he is too? He's different from the movies.
Oh, yes.
Professor X, I don't know, Kirko, he's just creepy. Especially with the helmet. And you can't see his face. He's just kind of like questionable.
Krakoa?
I've never liked
Xavier?
Professor X. Yeah.
He's been okay.
I just never liked him.
I think, in the 90s, they really harped the idea that, hey, Professor X is creeping on Jean Grey. Remember that panel? And that.
But not even that. I wasn't even thinking
Onslaught.
that.
I just think he's okay. Actually, there are moments.
He's supposed to be like all mysterious and like, what his real motives? But it kind of comes off as like
that right there has one of my favorite Professor X moments, right? When the X-Men are trying to tie Cyclops' bow tie, right, for his wedding day, and they couldn't do it. And Professor X is giving them a speech about fathers and sons as he's tying the bow tie for Cyclops, and they were like, "Did you do that on purpose?" And he was like, "No, oh man!" And then Jean, when she uses her telekinesis to lift him and dance with him at her wedding, that was a beautiful moment. Because she considers him a father.
Look at these cards.
Okay, now you're gonna go off the rail here.
Oh yeah. What are these fleece cards?
Thank you, Ruben. I'll follow you and Riley, the Omnibus collector. Love seeing his collection. Riley's my buddy. He's good people. Thank you for reaching out to David on the previous live stream. I pre-ordered Spider-Man 2099 Omnibus from CGN. Appreciate everything you guys do. Oh, thank you. You're so welcome.
You gotta give him a gift.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta give you a gift.
Would you like a what haven't I used yet? Would you like a Pingu? There you go. He's so cute. We read a comic. Thank you for the super chat. Okay. No, it says
got an
fleece.
email from C2 Keyboard Samurai.
No, it says Flair. You're correct, Hamza.
Kitty Price said Professor X is a
All right,
jerk. You
let me
can't
look,
doubt
let me
Kitty.
look.
This is also true. Jim lifting him with his telekinesis to dance with him is as close as we can get to Marvel's version of a weekend at Burnt. You're dead to me. I wish they would come out with a Mona Lisa 100 card set.
Okay, so here's
How do you feel about the Van
his
Gogh
tied. It's not
Pokemon?
It's like a
It's his bow tie.
bow tie. Is that what you call it? Yeah. Okay.
Are you asking me, is that what I call it?
I thought
You
you
better be
said
careful. That book
tie.
that's signed by Fabian Nicieza and
How am I
Andy
not
Kubert.
being careful?
I see you, the way you flip pages in the
No,
middle.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Ugh.
Read made my day. Sent to Hermes Press Gold Key Years reprints. Happy, joy.
Give
Oh,
Jeff
I'm
out.
sorry.
Give Jeff out.
There's your Alf.
There you go, Jeff.
There you go, Jeff. Because you know you're a fan of Alf, according to my wife. I feel like fans of X-Men, the animated series, are confused when they read the books and wonder if Professor X and the Beast are the same character. I can see that. Justin, how are you? Wow, can't believe you're announcing Agent Venomnibus this week. This is a
look,
trap,
You
Justin.
can buy Mech Warrior. Mech Warrior's out, guys.
Hey, how about you review this at a later time and let's concentrate on the Q&A.
I'm just trying to find where she lives.
Do you think they'll reprint Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2? I had no idea that was out of print until somebody mentioned. Yes, I do, baby. Please let me get
That
to the
was
Q&A.
so shocking. That was so shocking.
I had no idea it was out of print until you all reminded me when I announced Volume 4. Yes, so he's worried that other people are going to judge them, and she says she doesn't care. So that's a beautiful moment. Just bought the Star Trek Year 5 Deluxe Edition, only to find out it's standard size. Yeah, IDW's been doing that with Godzilla, and they put a... they're not the only ones, though, because if you look at the new printing of Irredeemable and Insufferable, which are just compendiums, they have the word, Library Edition and Deluxe Edition on there. And I think they're just throwing out words to get people's attentions.
Words.
And I didn't mention this, but I'm sure you caught it when you saw the solicits of the DC thickies, that they're using the word epic to describe some of these stories. And I was like, well, you're not really even trying to hide the fact what you're doing here. But hey, you know what? We get some thickies from DC. That's all that matters.
Did you get Kevin's super sticker?
Thank you, Kevin. And how are you? How have you been?
So you get Batman. Oh, yeah. Because your name's Kevin. His voice actor's name was Kevin.
Way to make connections. My wife. Or I need you to do new announcements instead of the ones you did. They sucked. Okay, Bar. You know, I was just talking so nice about you. I can't help what I announce. Hey, Omar, Amazon has this book list due to pre-order. Which book is it? Green Arrow, Connor Hawk, Where Angels Fear. So, yes, that book was canceled, I think. If you look at the date. Luis, unless they brought it back. It was in the catalog a couple of years ago. Who's the bigger jerk, Professor X or Namor? I don't know. Does Professor X still like hit on somebody's wife in front of their husband like the whole time, not even hiding the fact? Weapon X, the Deluxe Edition. That's another one. Yeah, Wolverine, the Deluxe Edition. I think sometimes they just put... Oh, so it's back in the catalog? That's awesome. Maybe I knew about that. Hell, I don't know. I can't keep up with the... But I do remember that book being in the catalog about 4 years ago, and now it's back.
Hey, Rick Gear. Rick Gear badly wants Star Wars Legacy. Any more Star Wars announcements coming?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Some old stuff. I think some old stuff. Yeah, some Dark Horse era.
What are the DC thickies that are coming out?
JLA Volume 1, Justice League New 52, and... what was the other one? Batman and Robin by Peter Tomasi. Yeah. Yep. Those are it. My introduction to the X-Men was the animated series. But when I started reading the comics, the cartoon was so disappointing. I hope they do something interesting with X-Men 97. Yeah, me too. I wasn't the biggest fan of the cartoon, but it did bring in a lot of people to read the comics. A lot of people. Epic is just a good word. It is. Absolutely.
I'm sure if I went back and watched it, it probably wouldn't be as good. But
Gene. I do love the memes that have come out of that cartoon.
Do we know if Skybound is allowed to read
Cyclops? You
comics?
You want something, Cyclops? Yeah, I want Gene Backstorm. Yeah, I'm going to Taco Bell. That's one of my favorite memes. Do we know if Skybound is allowed to reprint? As much as they want to, And I was in a panel with them, and I asked that question. Chonkers, is that what we're calling them, Comic Slayer? I like thickies. Oh, anyway, Skybound, Robert Kirkman and Sean, the editor of Skybound, both said they would want to. They want to. But again, you know, wanting to and actually having the ability to are two different things legally, right? Especially when it comes to licensed products. But Hasbro seems to be happy with the stuff they're putting out. I will say the only thing that they did confirm is trade paperbacks and hardcovers of the new stuff. And the reprint of G.I. Joe #1 with a new, it's edited. It's edited different because there's a couple changes that Larry Hama always wanted to make. So.
B-Slash, oh, thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well.
Oh, yeah. How have you been, man?
I don't know. I suppose if it's unisex, medium. If it's women's, large.
Mine's medium.
And thank you for asking. Yeah,
I thought my brother got me a small, like the Street Fighter's a small one, but medium is what I usually want.
It just is the from Tina Tapa Gurren Lagann.
The drill.
Spin on. Who the heck do you think I am? Yeah, it's really sharp.
Any advice for someone trying to get into reading collected editions but don't want to buy the Absolute versus Omni? How do I decide? Don't want to buy. You buy the trade paperbacks, right? Is that what you mean? You don't have to buy an Absolute or an Omnibus. You can get them in trade paperback. It's the cheaper route. And if you look at JLA, it's going to be more complete than the JLA by Grant Morrison Omnibus. I haven't gotten Nice House on the... Well, actually, it might have come in today. We're getting their packages that came in. It might have come in today. Well, in that case, Omar, are you planning to read and review the new Transformers stuff so I can find out if they'll be... Dude, the first issue was awesome. I loved it.
I liked it.
It's just a handful of characters. This is Transformers. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. The new Energon universe, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes with Void, Rivals, and all that. Have you received...
Oh, you already answered that one. Okay. Hey, Ryan.
Omar, I hope you're doing fine.
Think of Ryan J.M. DeMatteis, Dr. Fate, or John Ostrander's Spectre. Any suggestions?
Both are solid, but I'd go with Ostrander's Spectre. It lasted a little longer. Where are you reading it? Because unfortunately, it wasn't collected in omnibus or trade paperback format.
Ooh, good for you. If that's what makes you happy. I got my first haircut in 5 years. No more hippie hair.
You did? Oh, dude. So you got it all shaved off, man? No more hippie hair. Of course it's no more, Omar. Just want to give you an excuse to go off on that wing-footed weasel. Oh, the DC app has them? I've got a custom Omni of both of those. I don't have the strange one. Or Dr. Fate. Whoops. Slip of the tongue there.
How dare you? They're both dogs.
Oh, Josh is here. Did we know that? Did we know Josh was here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Bar are fighting.
Oh my
Him and Bar are fighting.
I deserve the mad power.
No, mod power.
I've earned it. Have you, though? I feel like you would misuse that and ban people that don't agree with you on the wonderfulness of Harley Quinn. But when we are getting the Pride of the X-Men cartoon released again, not even on Disney Plus. Yeah, with Australian Wolverine, huh?
Ooh. Omar, I've recently made a bucket list of comics that I want to read from Marvel, DC, Image, and Boom Studios.
How big is your bucket list, Tristan?
Okay, so sorry, I meant I didn't want to buy both the Absolute and
Omni.
I just want one.
Okay.
How do I decide between an Absolute or Omni?
So I did a video on DC's Absolute versus DC Omnis and what kind of guides me to buy one over the other. I think the Absolute format is a lot. It is so stupid, but it is the Absolute format of collected editions at DC. I don't think it gets better with oversized artwork. And I think for me, the story has to mean something. Like, it has to mean something for me to get it in an Absolute format, whether it was a great story or the artwork sometimes will push me to get it in Absolute format, like Wildcats by Jim Lee, because I just love it. But then again, that becomes just an oversized art book. Like, I really like Tim Cell. So I got the Absolute editions of Long Halloween, Dark Victory, and Haunted Night instead of doing the Jeff Loeb and Tim Cell omnibus. Currently rereading Captain America by Ed Brubaker's 2 and 3. Just got 4 brand new in the mail. Can't wait to complete this run. I never finished reading it before. The last one is The Return of the Winter Soldier. Yeah, I got it in the mail a couple days ago. How does Marvel expect us to store the gallery edition? Under your bed, like the monster editions. Remember those? The monster edition. Omar, Fox movies. Wolverine is played by an Australian. Yes, I know. But he did not use his Australian accent. Unlike the guy that played Wolverine in Pride of the X-Men. Did the graphic novel get added to MICHELINIE and BAGLEY Omni to match the... I don't think so. No. Because it's not MICHELINIE or BAGLEY. And I tried, or at least from what I've seen in the solicits. I did ask, but they said no. So sometimes they say no.
Matt is saying that the animation was solid in Pride of the X-Men, especially at the time. I bought the VHS from a local comic book shop back in the day.
If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have the 6-player Konami arcade, right? With Dazzler and Cyclops and Colossus with his ridiculous power and Wolverine with his laser claws.
Ooh, he had laser claws?
That was a super. Yeah.
How much smaller are Absolutes than Omnis, story-wise?
Smaller? Sometimes they're the same size, like Absolute, Planetary, and Planetary Omnibus. There's 3 Preacher Absolutes as opposed to 2 Preacher Omnis. There are 3 Sandman Omnis as opposed to 8 Absolute editions. So it's a little more on the wallet there.
Lord of the Collective Editions, the Absolute Omar. Chances of DC reprinting Kirby Bronze Age Omnibus.
Solid. I'm sure those will come back. Those Kirby books sold really well. Missing the tie-ins and one-shots are why the MICHELINIE epics are better options for collectors. Yes, if you're into reading them, but if you like to collect oversized books, well, you know. Yeah, what was the other one? There was another one that was missing from it was the Eric Larson book. But there are spiders and ghouls under my bed, Omar. I ain't keeping them there. Well, you need to move out.
Picked up Snyder, Batman and Robin, Omni. Glad we had your reading order. Those books are all over the place with missing info.
Yeah, I know. Parallel Lives. Thank you for that, Cody Summers. That was the one that was missing. Come on, Omar. You're telling me you don't want to hear Wolverine say, "G'day, bub." Yeah. Oh, I do. I just, in my head as a kid, when I would read X-Men, Wolverine sounded nothing like that. So when I saw Pride of the X-Men, I was so confused.
My mattress is made from the Omnis I have no space for.
You're living the life, my friend. You're living the life.
How many Y the Last Man Absolute versus
3.
1 Omni?
3. That was a big one. I gave mine away at one of our giveaways because I ended up keeping the Absolutes.
Alex is saying playing Spider-Man 2, and it reinforces my belief that Miles needs a new superhero name. It sounds weird, both of them calling each other Spider-Man over and over again, like the meme pointing, the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, it's weird that people have a problem with that, but DC has been doing that for decades, right? They've had different Flashes, and I'm not saying you. I'm just saying it's really weird that people have a problem with Spider-Man, but DC has had Flash, multiple Flashes in the past, codenamed the Flash, and at one time a couple of Batman. Omar, is Marvel committed to doing roughly one Venom themed book every year? There's been a new book or reprint every year. Committed? I don't know. I really don't know that.
In those stories, though, are they interacting with each other? Yeah,
that's what he's saying.
No, in DC.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Especially during Wade's run.
Human Spider.
No, nobody should.
Spider.
The Man Spider was bad enough. Man Spider's a horrible name. Wolverine, didn't Wolverine have the same issue too, with Laura being Wolverine and Logan being Wolverine? Yeah, I think eventually. No, old Laura. Oh my god, it's so confusing. Old Laura is now Talon, I think. That's what she goes by. Fourth World Volume 2 should be an Absolute edition.
Oh, Bruce, thank you for the.
I'm surprised they haven't done that. Would love to have Akira in color, English hardcover, preferably any chance. Oh, that's a tough one. Mainly because Kodansha owns Akira, but they don't own the colors. The colors still belong to Marvel/Epic, right? I have no idea how they would even do that. I know they released them overseas in hardcover, but I don't think they ever did a 612. But I'm hoping one day. Let me tell you something. I've been keeping an eye on eBay for the last 15 years on custom Akira hardcovers in color. And I know when they show up, they're going to be a lot of money. And I will have there will be decisions that day whether my kids eat or not for a month. Maybe.
Bar, good for you. That's like that panel in
read it.
Oh, sorry. I once saw a spider on my Spider-Man Omni. I wanted to kill it, but it felt too symbolic. Had to wait for him to I'm going to assume it says move from there. I had to wait for him to love from there. Like the panel in JMS's Spider-Man where Peter sees the spider and it's just crawling down and he kind of raises his hand and then he like makes a face and then he leaves it alone, and it's the whole like Spider-Man totem magic feeling thing story. You like my description? You're
so good with the English language, so Melanie. Now, if you're
anyway, that's what reminds
me. If you're
of.
wondering where to get some of these books, that
whoa, look at you!
And you live in Europe, don't forget to check out waltzcomicshop.com. They're based out of Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping rates of €12 for all EU countries. All emails answered within 24 hours, and they have the books of the month is what they're doing, the big book deals. This particular deal starts today, and that is from DC, Justice League Dark, Rebirth, Omnibus. This will be put in the description of the video, by the way. It's €99.99. And then from Marvel is Spider-Man by Michelinie and Bagley Omnibus Volume 1, the direct market variant, so the Bagley, the Venom versus Carnage variant for €79.99. And that's Walt's Comic Shop, Melanie.
Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ting.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
There you go. So yeah, give them a check them out. Check them out. Ding, halftime for the ding. Look, people.
Yeah.
I imagine we're getting a Venom by Ewing Grumbeck omnibus shortly after the run finishes. Probably, I would say. They're doing really well with modern omnis just coming out. Punctuation matters. I don't know what that means. and also, this is your reminder of smashing the like button, please. That goes a long way for us, especially during these live streams that don't get any love by YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, starting November 11th, they are changing things. So keep that in mind as you're watching the live streams. We no longer will have any control over any kind of ads that show up in the middle of the live stream as you're watching it, because they're really pushing for people to get YouTube Red. And one of the ways to do that is to annoy the living crap out of you by showing an ad in the middle of a sentence as I'm speaking in a live video, which is so ridiculous. And I just wanted to apologize ahead of time that I have no control anymore as to what ads pop up and when they pop up in the live stream starting on November 11th. So please keep that in mind. And please don't stop watching.
Any news on the Marvel Omnibus Expands request? Thank you.
No. He told me some things were approved and others were no. So.
Our G98 really like Kirby's New God stuff. How does Commanda hold up? Command-E?
Command-E. I that was the book that made me go and get Kirby's New Gods. I really liked it. It's Planet of the Apes.
You gotta escape.
It's Planet of the Apes in Kirby style. What DC and Marvel hero would you green light? A comic that doesn't currently have a series. Am I the only one who would like a Green Arrow omnibus by Kevin Smith? Yes. No. I would love that. And Brad Meltzer. Put them together. Because Kevin Smith already had a Absolute Edition.
Do you recommend?
Wait, let me answer this question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's who's a character has been missing from DC that I feel like Manhunter. I really like her character. She's an awesome character. And then what is it called? From Marvel Comics, probably I really miss the Nova series. I miss that cosmic side of things. So Nova from Marvel Comics. Do you recommend Wonder Woman, the New 52 omnibus? I do, yeah. Cliff Chang's artwork is awesome. And Yeah, you can click on that. Brian Azzarello's take on the character is great because it's like a horror movie. Any classic Spider-Man Omnis being announced soon? If I say yes, are you going to assume it's the one that you want? And then I'll have people mad at me. If I say no, people are going to get mad at me. So I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. You can guess as to what classic Spidey. But I can't answer any more than that. But yes, I will be announcing one soon. Give Stephanie Brown her own series again. I really enjoyed that Bad Girls and wish that wasn't freaking canceled, man. Omar, are you planning on going to Heroes Con next year in Charlotte? Yes, sir. That's the plan. Unless we're out of the country, which we're planning on that again. But I think at that time I'd like to be there.
When is Heroes Con? Do you know which one?
No, I do not.
Josh would know. Thank you, Fat Yeti. You both have this crazy undying love for each other. Anytime I watch these, it's insane. I feel like the chemistry of a married couple 6 years. Stop it.
Look, I was telling my brother how funny it is. Like, you know, because you have to be professional no matter what. Like, internet's not working. Things breaking laptops, breaking cameras. But my favorite thing that Melanie and I have done, this has only happened like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, you can put your arm
and shows how much she cares about the channel too, is we've gotten into an argument right before we start. Yeah. Right before we start the live stream.
Once. Not 10.
And it never shows on the live stream. Because as soon as the camera comes on and you guys are on, she's on top. Like, she's a pro. Like, I'm good at it. Right?
Actually, it pisses me off more when you're like, you're going to be able to do the stream? I'm like, yes, of course I can do the stream. What do you mean? I always do the stream. There's never a problem with it.
Dude, one time she was going off and I'm like, I'm doing the countdown. I'm doing the countdown right now. And she was like,
live.
And she was just cursing up a storm. And then when the camera comes on, how's it going, everybody? This is Astonishing Melanie. I love my husband so much. You all have no idea how much we're about to kill each other that day.
That's for being a teacher. You're
always
having a bad day. Don't show it.
It doesn't matter, right? I mean, bad days happen. And it's just one of these things especially on you. I've told this story before about breaking my $3,000 editing laptop.
You, not me.
And I yelled for a minute, all these obscenities and stuff. And but there's nothing I can do, right? I can sit there and complain about it. I can make a video about my victimhood. Oh man, I broke my $3,000 laptop. The world's going to fall apart. No, or I can just make a video and keep doing it. That's it. I have no choice. Like, I can sit and gripe about it. Yeah. Heroes Cons June 14th through the 16th. I think it's Lydia's birthdays. Maybe. That's a maybe. Then here, buy yourself something. Thank you, Josiah. I'll get myself some syrup.
I'll get myself a comic and put it on my butt.
You love that gift. Like, I don't...
and yeah, the fight never continues afterwards.
No. But it is funny. Like,
what am I still laughing about? Like, what am I even laughing about? Edward coming in with a difficult question. Right. You could only read comics from one publisher for the rest of your lives. Who would that publisher be? I guess Marvel, because I love Spider-Man and he's my favorite.
I think this is a Marvel family. I'm right. Like, I've always been a Marvel kid. Yeah, it's a Marvel.
Oh, that's a difficult question because there's
then
so
you couldn't
many
read
good
one.
stories.
You couldn't read One Piece. I could never read Berserk again.
Oh my gosh! And I love Batman. And
what I'll do is I'll tell David to buy Berserk license so they can print Berserk in omnibus format. That's you got to make sacrifices.
And the independent publishers. Yeah.
Oh, and there's DC has some of the best, better than Marvel stories I've ever read. And it's just, but if I had to pick and choose, what made my childhood better was Marvel Comics. Kids have enough birthdays.
Yeah.
So that's the situation when driving with these two and trying to gentle parent from the back. Oh yeah, like you and your lady don't ever get into fights and make it awkward. We were just talking about this yesterday at her house.
We wanted Tia to go off, because you were trying to figure out that game for half an hour. It was really difficult and what's complicated. We're like, just do it, Tia, do it. Flip the table. Go off.
So Omar, can you explain to us, thank you for the super chat, John, what money, if any, you get from ad revenue, and if so, what you get from someone watching you with YouTube Red? YouTube Red, I think, is already, like, they already give you a percentage of it. And let me tell you, it's pennies on the freaking Like, it's insane how much revenue. And anybody that started a YouTube channel or has YouTube channels knows exactly what I'm talking about. But it does help, right? I mean, it does help, and the ad revenue does help. And I would never, ever, because I'm also a viewer of things, I would never tell anybody to watch an ad or anything like that, or don't skip ads. But since you asked, yeah, like ads, of course, pay for videos, and that's how we get a percentage of that. So it is important to have them there, and like they just make it difficult though for you to have a channel that people can come and watch, but also remind them that it's not free, because nothing is free anymore. It's crazy. Like those kind of restrictions I'm not a fan of. Like somebody taking control of something that I've been in control of for the last 5, 6, however long we've been, 7 years now. Now somebody's coming in and is like, no, we know better. Because that's the way they worded it. They were like, no, we know better. We know when to put the ads in during the live streams based on your algorithm. And I'm like, no, you do not. We're going to put an ad right there in the middle of me complaining about it.
So Saturday morning fan, I did see you say that at the beginning. You got an ad at the start.
Yeah, sometimes that's why we started doing the, what's it called, the countdown, so you didn't miss anything. Those ads are going to make giveaways a real pain, interrupting questions. Yeah, right? They don't think about that crap. Can't even get to 1,000 subs, let alone 4,000 hours of content. Yeah, dude, it used to be
6 bad days.
It's crazy. It used to be like 1,000 hours of content. Now they're making it 4,000. You know how much money they're making off of people? It's insane.
I heard 2 epic reprints got a second run at the printer this year. How can the industry do so badly if titles sell out this fast?
Oh, is the industry doing badly? And serious question. I see this come up from time to time, like, you know, the industry's doing horrible, the industry is dying, but I feel like that comes from, look, I'm sure you know this already, that there are people out there that love to cash in on negativity. You all know that. I'm sure you've seen thumbnails or you've watched channels where people, all they do is complain about the dying industry. And I'm going to tell you something right now that I don't know if Mark Zimmer is still watching or not. He's been around a lot longer than I have. Ever since I was a kid, going to a comic book store, people have told me comic books are dying. And this is the last generation. I remember a couple of the older guys telling me that I'm the last generation of comic book readers, like in 1989, 1990. That was it. Nobody's going to read comic books after, we grow up. After we become
sold each month.
Single issues, because collected editions are doing well. I really don't know the numbers. And that's something nobody is privy to. Like, nobody has access to numbers. All we have the numbers to are what direct market sales are. True story. Oh, there you are, Mark. Yeah. Decades people have been saying this. I'm serious. It's just something that gets old. I hate when people say this, because ever since I was a kid, people have told me that comics are dying.
Mark's got an invitation to DC's funeral.
Yet we're still here, right? Like, yep, there's still comics around. Yet I just went to New York Comic Con, which is freaking insane. And let me tell you, they're not all there just to go see Chris Evans. People are there to buy comics, whether it's something new or something old or a variant cover. Yeah, it's crazy. I did hear about Curtis's Facebook hack, and it makes me
what?
Somebody hacked his account.
Oh, that stinks.
Because I need to email him. Actually.
I thought like it was a joke or something. Like, what?
I need to actually email him because we got a show coming up. After 47 years of reading comics, I hope I will be able to read new comics until I die. And I think that's the hope, right? I think there will always be, and I will say something for anybody that plays video games. This is the last generation of physical disc. Like, the next PlayStation will not come with a disc reader. And it shows. If you look at like Best Buy is stopping. They're not going to sell any more physical editions, and Walmart's not going to sell any more physical editions starting in 2024. And I've always said that this will be the last thing that will be available physical is comic books, collected editions. Video games and movies will go long before these things do. And it breaks my heart because it is my childhood, right? But then again, we had a resurgence of like VHS stores, which is crazy to me, and vinyl records.
Chicano Heat, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey,
They
Omar,
did a
have you
muscle
seen
style
the
DC Comics
is it
figures?
Muscle style DC Comics figures.
That's
Wendy's released their
awesome.
kids meals.
No.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I used to collect the muscles.
I want Wendy's.
Okay, what? I used to collect the muscle figures. I love those things. The death of physical media would be a sad day. Yeah, I think so. But I think, a lot of it has to do with like how many of us still collect and buy these things. And then that's why I'm a big pusher for people. I love when kids are reading comics. It melts my heart. Quick shout out to the colorist, the Unsung Heroes, Frank DeMarta, on the Captain America by Ed Brubaker books. And of course, Steve Epting's art is amazing as always. Yeah. Unsung Heroes, man, the letters and colorist of comic books for sure. I think Sal from Comics Spot said something about how the industry isn't dying. It's just a small niche market with loyal fans. It will never compare to the TVs, movies, or video games. So that means the stakes are lower, so less regulation from corporate overlords. As long as they make reasonable profit, they are low cost, low reward for the most part. Yeah, keep in mind, I mean, we also survived the late 90s, right? With Marvel going bankrupt. It's crazy. And they seem to be doing all right. Marvel, DC, despite what people tell you online. And let me tell you, I've seen some crazy articles shared with me or crazy videos sent my way.
Nope.
Hey, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
People who talk about dying industries typically have no real knowledge on that industry. And there's a lot of truth behind that. Because I see a lot of people with YouTube channels that are talking about all these things that they claim to know, and they don't know any better than you all or me.
Mike's got a question about how the channel has...
Hold on, just 1 second, my love. Because one thing they never do is they never cite their sources. And to me...
Ooh, that's what we're working on last week with the argument essay. Cite your sources.
You tell any college professor some damn lie about something, they're going to be, where's your sources? They never cite their sources. AI. It's just hearsay. Or let me show you the numbers. But they only show you specific numbers that they're only available to see. Not the numbers the industry sees. Anyway, so let me just get off that little high horse pedestal. Hey, Omar, I just watched Not That Kind of Pickle. Your show has changed so much. Whatever happened to Dan and Rob? We still make videos on Near Mint Collective, our other channel. So I love those guys. I just saw Andrew and Maddie yesterday. Had lunch with them and got together with Tina and Maddie last night. It was a lot of fun.
When in 2020, they had to stop making panel videos for a while, right? And so Omar just focused on comic videos, and the channel grew into a comics channel. I've been reading comics since 1975. Remember hearing in the 80s how comics were dead. Now I'm excited about the new Transformers book.
I love reading that, dude.
Good.
Right? Yeah, it's amazing. Like you always hear these things. Counterpoint: how many creators need a GoFundMe for health issues? Well, here's a counterpoint for you. Does that say more about the comic book industry or the American healthcare? What do we fix? Because where does that argument end? That opens a whole new door of going back and forth. Because what do we fix? That's not just comic books, my brother. That is any contract job. Which is why when I was offered contract work, I'm like, I'm a 42-year-old man with 2 kids. I need health insurance. And they were like, well, you can get your own private health care. Anyway, let's not get onto that topic because that ain't that type of channel. Arkansas, they opened up a manga and anime only store. In Chicago, they're opening up a manga cafe there. They used to be a manga. Okay, and that's another thing. The manga thing, pendulum, dude. Manga was hot back in the late 90s, early aughts, and then it crashed hard. And then everybody went back to comics again. And just like the pendulum, always swinging. There was a really cool in Greensboro. Do you remember that manga cafe? Yeah, and it was gone within like a year and a half. It was really cool. Very successful in Japan, but I don't know how much you would need, how much of an overhead they were paying. What do you call you and Melanie as a duo? Minties, the Incredible Minties?
It is
Omni. Which Martian Pilgrim came up with that.
And then NIE for the end of Melanie. So we fused. We're not fusing.
I'm sorry.
Into Omni. I never can't find your fingers. I believe I read that Best Buy has a deal with the studios until February. So there will be Blu-ray Steelbooks coming to Best Buy until then. I just got Prey yesterday and pre-ordered Oppenheimer.
Yeah, that makes me sad. Like about that.
Japan.
That's right. Good sources to learn and keep track of the industry. I don't even know anymore, Sam. There used to be like the Insider's Comic Book Retailers magazine. DC closed the retail. I actually,
Giga Chad.
I don't even know if Marvel has that anymore. I don't know. There is like no. Hey, read. Comic books are not dying, but we have seen greater transitions from single comics to larger deluxe editions. I think this is due to the time constraints in this busy world and move to complete stories. I think there's a lot to do with that too, right? And the fact that they keep putting them out.
Wow, Disney announced they won't release any physical media in Australia.
Now, is that animated and Marvel as well? Because that's sad. That makes me sad.
Thank you for saying we're cute, and thank you, Var, for saying we're disgusting. Yeah. And thanks for saying we're Giga Chat.
Giga Chat.
Do you know when the pre-order will come out for the Fantastic Four, Mark, Wade, Mike
Wieringo?
Oh, Omni coming out? I check almost daily not to miss it.
I'm doing the I think it will be give me 1 second. I don't think it's in the next in the next solicits, but I think it's in the one after that. Let me double check. So it might be in December when it comes out. Yeah, it'll be December because the next one will be smaller because it's the February solicits and they're always smaller. So it'll be the one solicited for March, which will be coming out in December. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense. I've tried to clarify on my channel how solicitations work, but I know sometimes it still gets confusing.
A lot of times I'm not, I suppose. I don't know. 3/4 of the time I hear what you're saying.
I miss the days when you read Wizard Magazine to keep date on the industry news. Yeah, because now everything is like, you know, I don't even know a good, reputable website. Comics Journal was a thing if they had a website. Good news. What's up? What's upcoming on the bestest channel ever? This is Big Stu in Orlando, my buddy. Tomorrow is another. Okay, so if you're on Patreon tonight, there's going to be an announcement video. I think it's 2 new books is the way that I've got it spaced out. So that would be coming out tomorrow morning on YouTube. And then in my haul video for August, September, Monday is the Empire Omnibus Volume 2 overview, as well as the Demon Wars Gallery Edition or Treasury Edition. Tuesday is freaking murder. It's a stack of Marvel trades as well as the announcement video. But I may move the announcement video to Thursday. I got to talk to David and his team because I'm waiting on some more files. And Wednesday is, I believe that's when I'm going to do Hidden Gems, horror style, October style. I love doing those. Thursday is the House on, the deluxe edition of House on Lake and something else. And then Friday is another overview of a big book, and I can't remember what it is off the top. Oh, it's some Titan Comics though. Australia's pushing to go all digital. ATMs are being removed for some areas as well. Get ready for 15-minute cities.
What's that?
I don't know. 15-minute cities. What does that mean? Awesome. Thank you. Genuine question for Sweet Papa Hot Lips. Thank you. I like that name. Sandman ever been depicted as a tragic figure before Raimi's Spider-Man 3?
The best of his trilogy.
Yes, he had. No, it is not. That's some shots fired. Yes, he has. Remember what happened to his family and getting manipulated by Doc Ock, kidnapping his family, blowing up his family. Yeah, tragic figure indeed. Do you think? Go ahead, Barry.
Do you think that Dark Horse will reprint the Usagi Yojimbo books in hardcover ever again? I feel like library editions would sell really well.
Oh, library editions? You mean it's like the ones they did before, the hardcover editions? Maybe. They say no, but who knows? They said no the last time.
Lars is recommending Heidi
McDonald's. The Beat is a fairly reliable source for comic book news. So there you go.
Now you're Papa Hot Lips. Let's see. 15-minute city is another name for company towns. Everything its way. Oh,
thank you for that.
Okay, thanks. Jack Berry, thank you so much for this super chat.
David Gabriel related to Peter Gabriel. I never asked. Whole time we were together, and I should have asked that question.
That's the first question you'll ask next time you see him in person.
He's like, no. Spider-Man on PS5. Fire, fire, fire.
You have to say it like, is it Beavis to say it or Butthead? Fire, fire. Say it like that.
No, I'm not.
I did it. You do it.
No, I'm not. Omar, with regards to the physical
How are you,
media,
Travis?
I don't see it going anywhere. I do see it pivoting to more online and smaller store, meant for movie collectors and not the average person anymore. I think a lot. As much as I'm not a fan of the variant covers, that is a lot of the saving grace for retailers. By the way, I did get something in the mail this is from Cullen, who's kind enough to send me Doctor Who, Cold Day in Hell. And the most important thing about this, because I was talking about this, it has the story where Death's Head appears. So not only is it Death's Head and the Doctor, but this is the story where Death's Head is shrunken down. Because remember, Death's Head was a character in Transformers, but owned by Marvel. So this has the story where Death's Head is shrunken down in it. I didn't even know it was collected anywhere outside of those, I think, the Titan books, but this is a Panini book. So big thank you for that, Cullen. I appreciate that.
I need an Omni collecting 1 through 40 from Hellblazer and issue 51 that's missing from the Garth Ennis Omni. Is this too much to ask?
No, it's not. That would be a Delano omnibus. Who knows? Maybe one day.
Marvel Team Up had Sandman Tragic and Befriends Things. The
Befriend the
Sandman,
Things.
Oh, okay. Then Sandman got Mind Control for 25 years, but the Same Machine Thing was mind controlled by and
Didn't give a crap to cure him. Sure.
And Dan saying those Doctor Who comics are really solid.
Yeah, I can't wait to read them. That's awesome. From the makers of Doctor Who. I like that that's on there. But this has stuff in there by Brian Hitch and Simon Furman, Grant Morrison, Mike Collins, Dan Abnett, and Alan Grant.
How many Hulk Omnis would we need to bridge the gap between Hulk by Loeb and Immortal Hulk? Would Civil War II be included, considering what happens to Bruce there?
Oh boy, the Loeb. Well, we need. I mean, do you want to finish out Red Hulk, or do you want to just focus on Hulk? Because we would need another one. We need Jeff Parker's Red Hulk to finish that run out, and then after World War Hulk, we would need 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, maybe 3 to 4, depending on how they do, like Mark Waid and Jason Aaron's and Jerry Duggan's Hulk.
Will there be more Silver Bronze Age Omnis coming out? New or reprint?
Yes.
Are you going to review the Monster Size Hellboy?
As soon as I get it.
That's the third question for it. And Partworks Comics Reader was saying the 2 Death Heads collections with the 7th Doctor appearances are also from Panini. Gotten expensive now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Woo. They're black and white. What's up, Mr. Tolliver? Thank you for the super chat, brother. It's been a while. I haven't seen you for a while, but still watching replay when I missed the live. Any news on Mighty Thor Volume 2 Omnibus reprint? You're not the only one. Mark Davis was asking a little bit earlier. I haven't heard about that one. But maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get it.
Sam saying, regardless of variants being a cash grab, it's fun seeing the variants at the end of collected editions. It was cool seeing Paul Pope and other prolific artists doing Power Rangers.
Prolific artists doing Power Rangers, yeah.
I love variant art covers. They are a lot of fun to look at the end.
They're very dangerous to start collecting for somebody like me that obviously has a problem.
I have not yet. Thank you for reminding me, Saturday Morning Fan. Thank you for sending it. The anime has come out. Awesome. And I mean, you know me, I love manga.
She does?
I do. Did you know that about me?
That's why I married you.
Just because of that? Just because I like manga?
Hi, both. Sorry, I'm joining late. Sorry.
Wait, okay. You're the one that got me into manga.
This is true. Been to see my UK soccer team play at Turgid 0-0 draw. Let's join you for the last half hour. What I missed? Not a lot. Talk about feelings.
I can't even think of anything to make a joke.
People have asked me about.
That's my Hellboy. Look, here's another. Well, but it's not about you reading Hellboy. After the Hellboy Monster Size edition, do you think there is a reason to stick with the library editions? There are a few stories not in the monster, but maybe they will come.
Well, it depends on how they map the second volume, right? Because this is only 3.5 of the library editions. It is I.
No, you gotta say it more dramatically, more dramatic manner. It
is
is I, the unstoppable David Gabriel.
Is she still going on about that? Omar, did you get the Sumerian box set? I did not. I didn't even know it was out. Is that the one that's public? Oh, who's the publisher of Sumerian? It's, oh my goodness, who is the publisher? They've been doing books for the last couple of years. I got the first two, and I love the art. I love how adult oriented it is, but there's just something missing from the Sumerian that actually I got more in barbaric than I did in Sumerian. Hologram covers or chromium covers? Which do you prefer? Chromium. Oh my gosh, chromium.
Oh, yeah. You totally missed Omar blowing a gasket and going off on AT&T.
I did that already last 2 weeks ago. Omar, I have the 3 hardcovers of Mighty Avengers from Byron Michael Bendis and Dan Slott. If they did an Omni, Mighty Avengers, how many volumes would it be? Oh my goodness, how would they map that? Would it just be 1? Or would they include Age of Ultron in there? They might do 2. Well, no, New Avengers is huge. Let's say 1. I would say 1, Richard.
What was Marvel's first collection edition? I tried Googling. It looks like it might be the Origins of Marvel Comics.
That's
it. Came out in 1974.
I think it's Origins, and because then later on they did Son of Origins.
So would next year be Marvel's 50th anniversary of making collected editions?
50 years? Oh my God.
That's a really good point, James.
James, I'm going to bring it up to David. David's going to be like, what? 50 years? What's up, Omar? What X-Men titles do you recommend post X Lives and Deaths of Wolverine? Immortal X-Men.
And Sins of Sinister.
X-Men Red. And then jump over to Sins of Sinister. But if you want to read it all, the Legion of X is also solid. And also important. This is why I hate... Let me see what Barb's saying. She's complaining about something.
I know.
This is why I hate Marvel. They're my annoying employer. What? We need a futuristic printer that can print any soft or hard cover a person wants to, so nothing would ever be out of print.
That would be awesome.
Omar, another physical media comment. I'm noticing more and more that, for example, 4Ks with a slip cover are worth more than and harder to find. They are becoming like DM versions of an Omni. People pay more. Oh, I believe it. Dude, there's a collector's market for everything, right? And if it's smaller and limited edition, oh, forget it, dude. People will pay an arm and a leg for that stuff, especially if it means something to them. What did Lydia say?
Let's see, Jack. Thank you so much for the super chat. Is Tomb of Dracula out of print? In any format. What's Tomb of Dracula? Oh, what's OOP?
Out of print.
In any format now. So is that the title? Tomb of Dracula out of print?
No, he's asking is Tomb of Dracula out of print. No,
it's still in print. Any format.
It's still in print in Masterworks format. It is out of print in complete collections and in omnibus format.
Gotcha.
But it's still in print in Masterworks format.
Mm-hmm.
Is TMNT Compendium the best way to collect the original stories? It is, but keep in mind they're missing a lot of the new story, or a lot of the stories that were not written by Eastman and Laird. Alf Omnibus for Marvel's 50th anniversary collection. No.
Have you read Go Go Loser Ranger? That sounds awesome.
Oh, that's
would you recommend it?
That's the manga, right? I haven't read it yet. It does look fun.
I like the title. No, I have no idea, except I'm guessing it's a spoof of Power Rangers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any spooky read recommendations?
Yes, Ghosted. Go read Ghosted. That's solid. I don't know if they'll make it in my hidden gems, or I may make a separate video about it. And the new Creepshow comic is good too.
Rahul was saying, looking forward for the next Hidden Gems video.
Oh, me too, man. Thank you. Me too. I like making those. They're a lot of fun.
Hey, man, 40. What's TOD? Masterworks Volume 1 is very expensive.
It's out of print? Oh my gosh. Is it?
What's Tomb of Dracula. Okay.
Yeah. Dang it. First time Omar actually wanted to see a comment of mine. It was something stupider than my usual stupid comment. Boy, you said it. Omar, don't bring up AT&T. The algorithm will find it. Yeah, that and YouTube algorithm. They're going to destroy it. Hey, Chris, how are you, buddy?
Good afternoon, Omar. Melanie. I'm having to go towards digital collected edition simply because of space. If I buy a physical edition, it is because I have a personal love of the story and or art.
I respect and completely understand that.
That's a good plan. Hey, Mono it in. Any chance Deadpool by Joe Kelly's going to get a reprint anytime soon?
I haven't heard of that one. I don't think it got voted in the top 20 or 25, did it?
Omar, you asked last week if Spider-Ham had an Omni. He had two complete collections.
He did, and he'll probably get an omnibus before Superman by John Byrne. That was my joke. And I don't know if it's going to be a joke. Do I have the Marvel Generation? I don't have the Marvel Generations book. I think I passed on it because it's the stories I cared about are collected in other Omnis or complete collections.
Throwback question. Is Kenny Kuman manga worth checking out?
Yes, absolutely, but it is out of print. A lot of those that's it was called Muscle here in America. Love those.
Nice as 8. I like he was saying at least Bar has self-awareness.
Morning, guys. Busy trying to repair my sprinkler system, so I'm late. However, I will definitely be on time tomorrow and with a beer for the AMA. That's right. We do have a Ask Me Anything tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There, I'll share all the uncensored stories that happen in New York Comic Con.
And I'll be joining as well to hear said uncensored stories.
Or whatever else you all have to ask. As long as I can answer it, right? As long as I can answer it.
As long as you didn't, sign an NDA about it. Any particular horror movie first watch or rewatches this week?
I love horror movies, so I have a lot. Monster Squad.
This recent...
You were rewatching Get Out.
Yes, and I recently rewatched Nope, and I'm halfway through Get Out because I have to be in the right mood for Get Out because it's so horrible that I'm I don't think I can handle it right now. Highly recommend Nope and Get Out. Oh my gosh,
I haven't read any 12 Gauge comics. No, have they done collected editions? Wolfsman Volume 1. Oh, get it before it goes out of print. I can't imagine that book ever getting reprinted.
It's 2 Max. The AMA is 2 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time, and that is for people on the $7.77 tier on our Patreon. So check it out. See if any of the tiers match your geeky needs. If there's anything you're interested in, and it definitely is. Without Patreon, Omar couldn't do this as his job and make videos every day.
So thank you all. Omar, will we ever get reprints of the Valiant 90s Nintendo comics or Marvel's Mario comics? Probably not. I don't even know if they own the rights to that stuff anymore. Josh, no.
Josh,
Elan's answered the question.
First 4 Hellraisers are being released in 4K.
Omar, which omnibus do you want the most? Are you going to give me options, Bar, or just...
What's the omnibus right now that doesn't exist that you want the most?
Oh, Ghost Rider by Johnny Blaze. By Johnny Blaze. Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider by Johnny Blaze. Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider. I did a video on that, my most wanted. And that right now is my most wanted. I've been wanting that for a couple of years, which is crazy. It's changed over the years and shows how much they've actually printed. Good morning, my 2 internet people. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here, Neon.
Hey, Roberto Rodriguez.
What's up, mi hermano? When is the next Reels talk? Amanda's been busy with work and traveling, and I think Wednesday we're going to do it. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Maybe low-key, maybe something else. Totally Killer was a lot of fun. Amanda and I watched that in New York, and it surprised me how good it was. Not much of a horror movie. It reminded me of, Back to the Future more than anything.
So Talk to Me this week. Super spooky. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Talk to Me was pretty good.
Aramis Prime Rib. I totally get what you're saying, but I love sci-fi, and I've literally said nope during the movie. So
that dang alien appears. You were like, nope.
It's sci-fi. It's aliens like that. All right. Anyway, I don't want to spoil anything for people. The parts that really bother me.
Method Man made a Ghost Rider book. Did he?
No,
I'm sure he's written comics. Favorite collected editions of all time. All time. I made a video about that, didn't I? It's got to be things like Watchmen, the Absolute Edition, and Gotham Central, the Omnibus. I really like those books. Those are great. Actually, I really like Marvels, the big monster size Marvels book.
Oh,
that is a
I didn't
beautiful
know
book.
that.
Maybe I need to make an updated one.
Yeah.
You know what? I may make an updated video of that.
What's the worst X-Men team lineup?
Anything with Maggot and Stacy X. Oh,
Stacy.
Marrow and Cecilia Reyes, they were okay, but throw Maggot in there. Nobody wanted to write Maggot.
Oh,
he was awful.
No spoilers, but how do you think Loki season 2 is so far? I only watched the first episode.
I wasn't a fan of Loki season 1.
I thought it was slow.
It's okay. I do like Ken Ouroboros. I like the way he says his name. Ouroboros. That Data from Goonies.
Bruce, thank you again for the super chat. Is your AMA the same format as this, or like book club where you can see everyone? It's the same format as this.
Yeah.
On Patreon.
But it's
Omar
so much easier to pick out the questions because there's, you know, a fraction of the people that show up there. So and being bar at this time is very hard. I always wanted that giant Marvels book. It's out of and those books won't be reprinted just because they got too many complaints from like the book outlets, and they were like, "Where do we do with these books?" Kind of like what was it Elon that was asking about where to put the gallery editions? They had no idea where to store them. They had no idea. Bookstores had no idea where to put these books. So.
Any word on whether Marvel is going to continue the Star Wars Legends Omnis? They seem to have gotten considerably delayed and no new ones solicited.
Do I have words? Yes. Am I going to say what they are? Not today.
Words.
I do have words, though.
Matt's liking season 2.
That's awesome. Nope.
Matt says Nope was dope.
Yeah. I like Dope. Shadow of the Vampire. I heard that was really good. I haven't seen it yet. Bar hates puppies. We're going to cancel Bar. Speaking of Meth Man, do you think he would be a good bishop? He
was pushing to be cast.
Man, how old is Method? He's got to be in his 50s, right? Not that's too old to play a hero, but I figured with the new X-Men lineup, they might want some younger cats, like, you know, somebody in their 20s. That way they can sign like a 10-movie deal or whatever.
Loki season 2 is way better.
Shut up, Jack Ferry. What? Andor was like my favorite Star Wars thing that they've done in years. Dude, what? No.
Any 2099 Omnis on the horizon?
Maybe. I disagree with that, Jack Ferry.
Oh, he had to go back, Michael.
I'm going to go back. No.
Go back.
Strong disagree. Andor was phenomenal. I love Nope. If there's anything related to UFOs. Yeah, so there's a movie on Hulu about it's got no dialogue. It's about a young lady that gets an alien invasion. I like the way it started. I just didn't like. There's an alien invasion that happens.
It's just weird how you worded it.
Okay, English is my second language.
You
taught me English because you're
great bishop.
Andor freaking ruled, right? That's what I thought. Thought everybody liked it. I don't even like Star Wars Rogue One. I'm not even a fan of that. Like everybody else.
Look, everyone's going.
Look what you started. Look what you started, Jack Ferry. Andor's just like the best Star Wars.
The bishop casting.
Denzel's a little too old for that, ain't he?
All right, you guys, you took things too far for Bar. That's
saying
she hates puppies. It's taking things too far.
You're such a girl, Bar. You're like, don't say you're such a girl.
You love animals. What are you talking about?
Oh, I know. That's my weakness, man. You can't be kicking puppies and stuff. What the heck is wrong with you?
I don't think anybody.
I've gotten into a fight over a dang dog. I remember. No, I don't want to tell that story. Omar, you gonna go see Spirited Away in theaters next week? If it's in Japanese, I've never seen it in English.
I have, because we watched it in film studies last week.
You're a monster seeing that in English.
Okay, wow. What a gatekeeper.
Yes.
Show it to my classes. They had to answer questions and take notes about moments of ma, which is the silence between claps
the TikTok
in the movie. I think it's okay to show it in English.
Okay, Cal. Okay. Now, I'm down with that. Sticky Fingers playing Blade again. Dude. I actually am one of the few people that love that TV series with Sticky Fingers playing Blade. I don't know if he'll show up in.
No One Will Save You. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's it. No One Will Save You. Yeah, dude, I liked like the first third of it. I thought it was good. So,
well, maybe I'll watch the first third. I do usually like the first.
That dude with the hammers kicking that Imperial Stormtrooper off the freaking tower. That door was incredible. Dude, this is so much. Is Jack Ferry still here? Look what you started, Jack Ferry. Yeah, Shonda Sook knows what's up with Onyx. That's right, man. Sticky Fingers in Onyx, dude. Is he still acting?
Oh man. Spidey Super Stories Omni win?
I don't know. Maybe one day. Why is that funny? Bar? Well, gatekeep you. Andor's the greatest Star Wars show. Let me hear this one. And possibly the strongest series from Disney Plus. I love Marvel and the MCU, but the shows are just not that great, save for Loki and WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. I liked Hawkeye too. But yeah, Star Wars Andor was phenomenal. Loved it.
Weekly reminder that we desperately need a reprint of the X-Men Phalanx. Can't say it.
Phalanx. Oh boy.
I can't say it. Say it again.
Phalanx. Yes.
Covenant OHC, please.
Okay. Look at Jet Bones now. I don't believe you believe the words that you are typing. The Last Jedi is better than Andor. I just want to create chaos. My goodness. Andor's the best Star Wars series. Fantastic series. I was so impressed. Andor, Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, Boba Fett. Yeah, I didn't expect to like it. It blew me away. Did we agree on something? What did we agree on, Bar? Disney Plus has been a failed experiment. It's been going on for 2 years now, right? Omar being gay, people security guard. What did you see going on about?
So English version of Spirit Away is actually good, Omar, but it's dub and sub both showing. Okay?
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, you were just passionate about your opinion.
I just love the sub. Like I can't imagine anybody else's voice as these characters.
No, of course I like the subtitled version as well. But sure, it's good. And then come on, and Kiki's delivery service, you got Phil Hartman. Even though it is a kind of an odd
as
casting for this cute little cat, yeah. But I like his voice just in anything. So
I think that was his last role, wasn't it? Before he passed away. And I love the original Fox dub of Totoro too, because I had that young girl from All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yeah. Andor started slow but finished strong. The arc's in there.
Is David Gabriel in charge of the content on the Marvel Unlimited app?
Senior Vice President of Sales Marketing. I believe his team is. Yeah. What do you got, man? What do you want me to ask?
They don't reprint OHCs.
No, not in a long time. Is Fourth World favorite Jack Kirby? Mine is. I actually like Commandy a little better because Fourth World is a little bit of a slow start, but when you see what he was doing, it was so awesome, especially after reading his Thor stuff. Okay, what's happening here with Jack Ferry? Jack Ferry's now just trolling me. Anyone who likes Sticky Fingers as Blade series needs to seek professional psychiatric treatment immediately. And you throw up a Wesley Snipes gif.
Well, it's Blade.
Dude, Sticky Fingers was awesome.
If I have it, I should use that gif.
Okay. He's just starting something. Any thriller horror
recommendations from Boom Studios other than Something is Killing the Children?
I'm trying to think of what they've done. If you look at my hidden gems for the last few years, 3 or 4 years now, there were a couple that I had in there. I cannot. Bones? Is it Bone Parish? I think was one of them that was printed by Boom or published by Boom. Cy Spurrier had a lot of series. They're weird and not really that horror, but they're really good. Like The Spire, that one's excellent.
Brian's saying that since DC has put trades and put new comics 1 month after they come out, then wouldn't Marvel do the same thing? That's what I want you to ask David.
Omar. Oh, I can ask, yeah.
Do you know the schedule for this week's Omni announcements?
I'm thinking tomorrow, unless you're on Patreon, you get early access to it, which will be today. I think that starts at the $5 tier, right, baby? Do you remember?
Yes.
You created all this. And thank you for that. I'm thinking Tuesday, but I may push that to Thursday depending on how fast I get stuff from Marvel. Most people didn't realize that Phil Hartman co-created Pee Wee Herman with Paul Rubens. I don't think I realized that. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. I know he was the mailman for the first couple of seasons. Once in Future has some horror. Yeah, it does. Actually, that's another good one.
I need to go back to Once in Future.
Omar, you're fired. Why is Bar fired? What are you firing me from?
Well, let's go on to Richard then. Richard says, with X-Men Fatal Attractions coming out in Epic Collection next year, how long before they print out a Omni of Fatal Attractions?
All they would have to do is reprint the OHC and just label it Omnibus. So not a lot. I mean, it wouldn't take a lot to do that.
When is your overview of that
Scott
Heron book?
It should be coming up here in the next week or so. It's just a matter of like scheduling out.
Since Blade of the Immortal is wrapping up in Deluxe, would be a good time to say what someone wants in Deluxe. An uncanny opinion, maybe.
Oh, thanks, Josh. I'm flattered that so many people want my opinion, but I feel like it's gotten to the point. I think so many people want my opinion so they can argue with me, and that's okay. Melanie, are you also on the AMA? And how long is the stream? Hopefully a couple hours. We usually go 2 hours.
Yes, and tomorrow will be. Sometimes I'm not, but I will tomorrow.
Tina's joined me.
Thank you.
Amanda's joined me. Jess has joined me unexpectedly. Maddie's joined me before. Do students of the week get a free month of access to the Discord channel?
No. Wait, actually, it would be okay because it's a positive community. So that would be okay, but no, I'm not.
You want a bunch of kids in there?
I'm just saying, like, it's not like the horror. No, but it wouldn't be like something horrible.
I should have fired Omar right after he said Harley peaked at Mad Love. She did. She peaked at Mad Love. Boy, you hated that, didn't you? The new Studio Ghibli film. Yeah, I saw the cast. It's got Christian Bell, Dave Bautista, William Dafoe, Karen Fukuhara.
You say Mark Hamill. You say
Florence Pugh, Robert Pattinson, and the thing is like, I'm sure they're great, but I kind of like to see it in the original language. Did Amanda get to meet Chris Evans? No, she did not, but she got to meet a bunch of people she's been wanting to meet, including like some young adult writers, and both her and her sister were. I had to stop the camera a few times because they just stayed behind and talking to these people. I'm like, what? Where are they? And she got to meet one of the band, or no, the lead singer of this one band who writes graphic novels. He's been doing this since like 1998. So she did get to meet some folks.
Thank you, Jack, for the super chat. Any chance of seeing Rick Vetch? Swamp Thing?
Rick Vetch.
He took over after Alan Moore left, and those were sweet books.
I think those have been collected in trades, but no omnibus or hardcovers.
How did you find Kirby's OMAC with Love It Deluxe? It has a connection.
It has a connection to all his other work, right? It's my least favorite, but it was still solid.
Are you planning on doing an updated library tour for the beginning of 2024? I love those videos. I would love to see some of your other collections.
Yes, I am. But it'll be in November. I got to get with my buddy Chris is going to film it. And then we're going to do the manga tour as soon as they're done fixing this back area, getting part of our basement finished. Omar said Harley Quinn peaked in Mad Love. I did. Wow, that might be the best thing he's ever said.
Bar, thank you for the
Bar was so mad.
I'm sorry. David Gabriel. The unstoppable David Gabriel. All right, let me get Harley. There we go. My hardcover Melanie, my fantabulous, delicious chocolate dripping cream roll cake. That sounds so good.
What the heck is wrong with this
Mom
woman?
is making. What are you reading? Is it weirder to flirt as David Gabriel? Oh wait, that's true.
Are you reading it in his
no,
voice?
I was still thinking of her though.
He's gonna say, "What the heck is wrong with you, Melanie?" As he stumbles.
David likes to cook. Let's see. What's the question? Oh yeah, what am I reading? So still One Piece volume 37, or is what I'm like currently on. I read like a couple a week, and the Edgar Allan Poe Snifter of Terror volume 2 by Hoy Comics. If you like Edgar Allan Poe, it's a lot of fun. I highly suggest checking out the multiple trades out where there is a wide variety of comic creators doing like spoof stories, maybe loosely based on Edgar Allan Poe stories. It's a lot of fun. So that's what I've been reading. And Deadpool Minibus 3.
Hulk mad, Hulk hate like button, Hulk smash like. Thank you for that. That is such a sweet reminder. Okay, what is with the hot takes? Noseless Wolverine was the best Wolverine. You see what you started, Jack Ferry? Now people are just going to assume they can say whatever they want to. Omar, you don't like Namor. Hold on a second here. For hitting on Sue in front. No. I had to choose between Namor and Professor X. What do you really think about someone hitting on your wife?
No one's ever
hitting
on me.
Bar.
Oh wait, that's true.
But I can tell you this much: I've seen Bar typing. She ain't got no game. She ain't got no riz.
How would you flirt with me then?
How would I flirt with you?
Yeah.
The same way I did for years. Like,
Piss
babe,
me off, make fun of me,
throw rocks at you.
Yes.
I'll invite you to my basement. She's gonna be like, I've never seen anything so big in all my life, and I'll be like, dang right.
Remember I said
You did say that.
I said I want to grow up to be just like you.
Look,
I
and
thought
all you
were
had to do was
so
marry
much
me.
older when you were only 4 years older than me.
Did you guys read the new Poison Ivy? It's really okay. Riffs art. If you're saying it's really good, I'm gonna have to buy it and read it. And I'll do it. You know what? I'll do you one even better, Riffs art, because no one's ever told me about this book. I'm gonna review it and make a video about it. Because that's how much I respect my viewers. Thank you for that. I'm actually gonna order.
You're gonna get like in all caps screamed at. See, I told you, all caps.
How dare! Don't talk to Riffs art like that. That's just her opinion that she really liked it. What are some what if stories you would like to see written? I think a Star Wars what if series would be good. Would love to see a what if Obi-Wan became the Sith instead of Anakin. Cool. Okay, that is a great idea. Well, now that they have licensing, that would be cool, right? Because they could do aliens like that, or what if Predator? What if Predator and Wolverine were just friends?
They're not going to date. They're just friends.
They're just friends. Why would they date?
Why would you say just friends instead of friends? It implies you had dated. And Riffs are saying, yes, that sounds amazing.
Takes a village to raise a child, but only a van and some puppies to catch them. Think who wrote that? Oh, thank you. Ewoks versus dude, the Ewoks would win. You saw them taking down the ads, or what were those walkers called? With coconuts and trees. What if C-3PO? What if Luke Skywalker didn't drink milk from the alien? Yeah, that weird Last Jedi. No, was it the last? Yeah, Last Jedi.
Gail's saying that Clint Eastwood said he would have played Namor if the opportunity had risen. Huh.
What year? Like an old Namor? What if Danny Glover was in the jungle with Arnold and Carl Weathers? Yes. Yes, Hamza. I would be all over that.
Do you spell it or did you say ATST? Oh, no, I don't know.
Yes, the room tour can show your copy of the... dude, Project Viking loves the Enley. This was one of the few books that Rick Remender did not have on his booth. I don't know how he feels about it. He loves it, though. It's not one of my favorites, but, you know, Project Viking and I don't have to agree on everything. As long as we think that Berserk is the greatest story ever.
What if
they hadn't released Star Wars sequels? What if Palpatine gave up being emperor and became chef? They weren't dating.
This is like an anime. Oh, wait. What if Chuck Norris fought Darth Vader?
Oh, come on. You know who's going to win. Just picked up Arya, the masterpiece. Love it. And I was so curious about the other editions, and I found your video. I envied your the French flaps. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got it, though. I love that book. And it's definitely one of those slice of life stories, you know, taking place, of course, on another planet. But still, I love it. Wolverine Predator, friends with benefits. Guys, I just said friends.
You said just friends.
Just friends.
Thank you for the super chat.
I feel like that needs to be a thing now these days.
It's
hey, we're just friends.
It's subtext. It's English.
You gotta say it. Otherwise, you got people like Barr. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for reading all our comments, Melanie and Omar. Thank you all for being here. Am I saying goodbye? Are you kicking me out already? What if the Cosmic Cube was an ice cube and you... Oh, I didn't finish reading that. Berserk, Omar Viking, doing Arnold Carr. Yes, from Predator, baby. Dude, I'm coming up to Toronto. We gotta hang out when I go to Toronto. Wolverine! Pull! Don't read that. Don't read it. That's my joke, though. That was my joke.
Just years ago in general, since he liked the comics.
Okay. He did? Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's another guy that's top 5 angry creators for sure.
You got what I need.
Is that are you saying Bismarck?
You say just a friend.
What if Carol Danvers had a baby with her own? Okay, come on now. We've all read Avengers 200.
Oh my god,
that's the story.
I'm good.
Jack Ferry's full of something today.
Thank you, Jack, for this super chat. Okay, I can't talk. I gotta yawn.
Hey, Omar, was wondering if there's any news for a Wolverine Volume 1 reprint. Been really wanting that for a Weapon X story. No, but I'm sure it will come, right? It's the only one that's missing with the new design on the spine. And it's been out of print for a while.
What if Marvel printed more Iron Man omnis?
John, maybe one day. Wait, we're getting a volume 2, so that's a good sign, right? What if Wolverine never got his nose back? They would have canceled that run.
Let's see. So it's 12:59.
Let's
So a
take
couple
5 more questions after this one.
Which of these X titles omnis would you like the most? X-Force by Colin Yost.
Yes.
X-Men Legacy by Mike Carey.
Oh, yes.
2 volumes, or Exiles Run.
X-Men Legacy. I think that deserves it. And don't get me wrong, I think more people would probably buy X-Force by Colin Yost, but that's why I don't run Marvel Comics. Somebody else does. I would love a X-Men Legacy by Carey. What if Harley Quinn didn't peek at Matt Love? Bar's hitting her siblings right now. What? I hate that MFer. Omar, I also wanted to thank you for it. It only helping me to get back into comics, but also introducing me to sites that have books for sale, like CGN and Suck Trades and in Organic Price Books, amongst others. You are so welcome, Richard. And somebody that saw me at New York Comic Con thanked me for the same thing. And I'm like, and now you're doing illogical math, right? Now you're like, well, instead of spending $125 on this book, now I'm only spending $75, which means I can buy more. Illogical math for the win. I would take X-Force by Colin Yost. I have all the other comic issues of that run and the final 3 issues of that tied into Second Coming event. Is that the Sex and Violence? Was that what it was called? Yet another Super Saturday chat. So thank you, Omar, Melanie. Have a great weekend. Also to the chat, have a great weekend and keep safe. And you as well, Marvel Bab. You know, we haven't seen our buddy. I hope you guys are having a good life. What was his name? Joey. I haven't seen Joey for a while. Hope he's doing okay.
Maybe he's busy with classes.
Yeah, that's right. He was starting classes. Yeah.
What if Steve Rogers donated his blood during the war? How many super soldiers would he have created? Yeah. Let's see. What are your feelings on Deceased? I sampled the first issue digitally. I already liked it more than Marvel Zombies.
Oh, I think it's better than Marvel Zombies. I'm not a fan of Marvel Zombies. Omar, roughly how many more 2024 announcements can we expect? I think 12 more, roughly. Not counting the 3 already shot. Well, no, one of them is January 2025. So maybe about 10 more, 12. Sorry. Fun fact, I got to talk to Bar's older sister. Be good, everyone. Excelsior.
Apparently threw her down the stairs. She told us that Bar did throw her down the stairs.
Bar seems like such a sweet person, but is evil. Sex and Violence is the mini painted by... Yes, and it's a good one.
Is this the 5th question?
All right, let's do 5. Maybe this has already been asked, but do you think the Batman Dark Knight Detectives trade paperbacks will be reprinted? Volumes 1, 2, and 3. I don't think they do reprints of trades, unfortunately. I think that what they'll do is they'll probably give us another type of collection one day. Maybe with these new thickies that they're doing, they'll maybe rebrand those and put 2 together. Love you guys in this chat. Dude, go to bed. Thank you, Rahul.
Dude, go to bed.
Omnibus in Australia, man. He got a haircut. He needs to go to sleep.
You go to sleep after your haircut.
Use that symbiote tongue and lick that like button. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Best book to read for Halloween that's DC. Is it wrong to say The Long Halloween? Because it's in the title. That's a good one, man. Yeah, Long Halloween is classic. Dark Victory's good. Haunted Night is a lot of fun. The Red Rain trilogy, that one's really good. I really like that story.
So we started. Here's the 3rd one.
Swamp Thing by Alan Moore. Papa Hot Lives.
Are the Army of Darkness books?
Dude, they're
asking for a friend. Your friend, Max.
They're good. I like them. They're fun. They're written like Bruce Campbell had co-written them, even though he didn't. With the new release of the Dark Tower Omnibus Editions, I was wondering if the completes, and it does, and there's going to be 3 of them. It's all of the things that Marvel has done.
If Marvel's coming back on OHCs, when will they stop Percy's Wolverine X-Force?
They'll probably see that all the way through. Yeah. All right, one more question. Thanks for streaming. This has been a wonderful. Thank you for being here, Cal.
Okay. Ryan said, I was thinking of reading Haunted.
Haunted Night is good.
Here's the last question. What if Omar liked Alf?
No, that is not.
Okay, here's the last question.
Right. The
Venom Omnibus by Cates and Stegman would be a volume 5 for the character?
Maybe 6, depending on how they map Agent Venomnibus. So it's got, because remember, it started off with Rick Remender, but then it became Cullen Bunn, and then there was the Costa stuff. If they put the Mac story in there, Mac Gargan story from Marvel Knights, Spider-Man. Yeah, it could be two. Could be a volume 6. Yep.
Here,
What if
this
the
one's
Lesters-
really this
Okay.
this one's really quick. So add this one. It's fat quick. Should I buy the Extinction Agenda and or Days of Future Past OHCs or wait a while longer? Oh, I thought it would be.
I mean, it's a tough question because it's been in our top 20 for 2 years. Give me a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay. Unless one of my viewers is selling it, and
So you're saying just wait
that's
a
how
little
we
longer?
get super chats by themselves. Yeah, just wait a little longer. Wait till the next round of announcements. How about that? And if you don't see them, then by all means go buy them. But that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Check out cheapgraphicnovels.com. They're having a huge sale right now. Books up to 50% off. They have a Nick and Dent sale. Tell them near mint condition. Why would you do that while I'm in the middle of a sentence? Tell them near mint condition sent you their way for free shipping on your next order. Smash that like button on the way out. Seriously, that means a lot to us here. Big shout out again to Cullen for sending me this. That was really sweet.
Oh, and at Walt's Comic Shop, I don't think you said use the code near mint condition, all one word
at the
checkout for your first order of over 40 euros. And that gets you free shipping in the EU. Yeah.
Yep. Everyone stay healthy and safe. We'll see you tomorrow on the AMA if you're part of that. If not,
stay